Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today I've got sort of a review for you. I'm going to be talking about the new Lancome TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer, which is super new, and then also the TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear Foundation. This is not necessarily new. They've just updated the packaging and added a few new shades. I have one of the new colors here, so I'm going to be applying those to my face. I've actually been wearing them for the past few days, so I've got some opinions on them, and let's get into it. I do want to note that this video is not sponsored by Lancome, but I am going to be doing my full face with Lancome products just because I have tons of them, and I thought while I was reviewing their products I might as well throw them all on my face at once. So I'm going to start by giving my face a spritz with a little bit of the Absolute spray, just for hydration. And then I'm going to get right into the foundation. So this is the new TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear in the shade 215 Buff Neutral. They've now added a little marking on here that tells you the coverage. So there's 4 dots of coverage, which means it is one of their full coverage products. And then on it says up to 24-hour color, wear, and comfort, transfer resistant, all skin types. I know that it says all skin types, but I definitely feel like this product is meant for more of a normal to combination to slightly on the more oily side, because it has more of a matte finish. If you are drier, like when I have my super dry days, I don't tend to reach for this foundation because it can be a little bit dry looking. But I think that as long as your skin isn't like flaking, you should be fine to use this. I'm also going to read the side. Again, it says up to 24-hour color, wear, and comfort, transfer resistant, all skin types. Following 8 years of research, Lancome unveils its first 24-hour foundation for lasting perfection with its Eternal Soft technology. TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear defeats all challenges. Complexion stays flawless and unified, never cakey. It also says up to 24 hours of divine comfort. In perfect affinity with the skin, TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear is irresistibly comfortable. Its blendable and fresh texture leaves the complexion smooth, velvety matte with no powdery effect, which I love and I totally agree with. I hate when a matte foundation gets powdery and cakey. This one just looks very skin-like, but without any shine. Result: the full coverage you need. Flaws, pores, redness, and all imperfections visibly disappear. The velvety finish you love for up to 24 hours of lasting makeup perfection and comfort. Full coverage, velvety matte finish. Shake well before each use. Oil-free, fragrance-free, transfer-resistant, non-comedogenic, tested on sensitive skin, tested under dermatological control. So let me shake this well before using. So a note on the new package: I wish I could not sit down and have to refocus my camera to show you the old package. The only real difference is they have updated it to say TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear. It used to say TEINT IDOLE Ultra 24-hour makeup something or another. And then the cap used to be transparent black, and now it is completely opaque black, and it has a gold rose emblem on the top. But that is, as far as I can tell, the only difference in the package. It's still the same frosted glass square bottle, feels the same, weighs the same, and it's still a full ounce. So I'm going to start with 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand. That is usually all I need with this foundation, and I actually like it best applied with fingertips and then lightly blended in with either a brush or a beauty blender. So I just kind of start at the center of my face and blend outwards with my fingers. And I focus the coverage more where I need it rather than just kind of a big thick layer everywhere. They claim that this foundation is full coverage. I would agree with it can be made to be full coverage, but I wouldn't say right off the bat it is super full coverage. I think that it's more of a buildable medium, so it starts out pretty, I wouldn't say sheer, but it's definitely not a complete coverage, but it can be layered upon itself or just applied in a larger quantity to become full coverage. I think that that's one of my favorite things about this foundation actually, is the fact that I can kind of adjust the coverage to what I really need it to be that day without it getting cakey or not blending. So now I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender and just press over everything to make sure it's all blended, especially around the edges. And I still have a little bit of the product left on the back of my hand, probably about 1/2 pump, so I probably just could have used 1 pump and been alright. But in the interest of not wasting it, I'm just gonna add a little bit through the center of my face. So that is my face in the TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear Foundation. Now I'm going to move on to the TEINT IDOLE Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. I picked this up in the shade 90, which is the lightest shade that they do, and then on here it says, this breakthrough cream fluid formula applies seamlessly and wears beautifully for complete coverage without compromise. Use on blemishes to perfect the complexion and under the eyes for a natural brightening effect. Ultra Wear, high coverage, crease resistant, won't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, non-comedogenic, natural natural radiant finish. So I'm actually going to be just applying this around my eye area to brighten. That's why I chose the lightest shade. The package is a squeezy tube bottle rather than like a doe foot or anything like that. A while ago, I think I said aloud in a video that I wish they would make a concealer based on this foundation. I think I said that in my TEINT IDOLE Ultra comparison video because they do 3 different formulations of TEINT IDOLE Ultra: the liquid, a cream stick, and a cushion foundation. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check it out by clicking the card above to see what the difference is between all the formulas. But I think I mentioned in that I wish they would do a concealer, and here it is. So in here you get 0.4 fluid ounces, which is huge for a concealer. Most concealers are 0.17 to 0.25 ounces, and this is almost half an ounce. It's 0.4 ounce, and I think a little bit goes a long way. You'll see when I apply it. This comes in 16 colors. I think the shade range for Lancome as a whole is amazing. They do so many different colors, and they suit everyone from the fairest of fair to the deepest of deep, so I'm impressed that they came out with 16 shades initially with their concealer. I'm going to apply the tiniest amount to the back of my hand, and that is going to be more than enough to conceal. Taking a little bit on my finger, I'm just going to press that underneath my eye, and then sort of down the side of my nose, and then up the side of my cheek. A little bit here, 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 under the brow, and just there. And then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just blend it all in. So I've applied this with fingers, brushes, sponges. I've used beauty blenders and just like traditional cosmetic wedges, and for me, beauty blender is the best option. I think it kind of, because it's a thicker consistency, the beauty blender sort of thins it out and just makes it the most workable for me. With a brush, it was okay. I think it's better on a blemish with a brush because it doesn't thin out the consistency that way. But for kind of under the eye and highlighting purposes, I think the beauty blender is the best option. So I would totally agree that that is complete full coverage. It is probably one of the fullest coverage concealers I've ever used and own. And I think that the texture is great as long as you blend it properly. I feel like some people will be very confused by the stickiness of it. It definitely needs to be set, but I think that it is amazingly long wearing and blends beautifully into the foundation. Now I'm gonna set everything into place. Today I'm using the Lancome Translucence Powder. I'm using the shade 200. I concentrate on setting the concealer and then just kind of brush lightly with whatever's left everywhere else. On me, this foundation does not need to be set with powder. It dries down to that matte finish and wears beautifully without a powder. To warm the skin back up, I'm going to be using my Lancome Belle de Teinte. This is in the shade 11 Belle de Vanille, which was limited edition, but last time I checked, they still had a couple on the website. A little blush, I'm going to use Miel Glacé, which is my favorite blush ever. For brows, I'm actually going to start with gel first today. I'm using the Sourcil Styler in Blonde. And then I'm going to hit any little gaps with my Sourcil de Vanille pencil, and I use the shade Medium Ash. Because it's Lancome and I'm just using Lancome products today, might as well just use that rose highlighter really quickly. And for lips, my standby, the L'Absolu Rouge in the shade Beige Mirage. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot the name. And let's just set everything in with one final mist. Alright, that is my makeup done. My final thoughts on these products is I love them both. They are both quite expensive. The foundation is $47 and I can't think off the top of my head how much the concealer costs. Both really amazing. A little bit goes a long way. As you saw, I used one pump. I put the other half a pump on my hand, but I didn't end up going in with the whole amount. And I've got pretty good coverage. I think if you have acne or you need to cover a little bit more, 2 full pumps is more than enough. That is the most I ever wear of this foundation, and I never feel cakey in it. The concealer, I used like a tiny pin-sized dot, and I got amazing full coverage underneath my eyes and highlight. I think it's beautiful. I'm definitely going to be picking this up in a darker color to match my summer foundation, because I do actually have this foundation in quite a few colors. I have 140, which is like my dead of winter color, 215, which is my new kind of, I have a little bit of self-tanner on, but not the full tan amount color, so probably like my spring and fall color. And then I have it in shade 260, which is my like I am self-tanned or I just got back from the beach color. So as you can tell, it's definitely a firm favorite. I absolutely love these products. I think you will too. If you have any questions about them, open up the description box because they're both linked down there for you, and you can pop any questions that you have in the comment section down there below as well. I also thought I would do a flash test, so I will put the picture in right here. I will say there is no discernible flashback from this foundation. I've used this on plenty of brides, and it is one of my favorites to work with for bridal because I think it photographs so beautifully. The SPF in here is very low. It's only SPF 15, and it is a chemical octinoxate sunscreen. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Check me out on all my social media. I am at JonJonTalks on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please click right here to subscribe, and then also watch my most recent video by clicking up here, and I will see you all next time. Bye!